Tonight, we hear about Siria Ysabel Bojorquez's passions and her platform and all sorts of exciting things. Siria, of course, is Miss Multiverse. You're not going to want to miss an instant of this interview tonight on the PageantCast. TKPN.
Welcome to the PageantCast, your home for beauty pageant news and interviews on the internet.
Hi, I'm Maureen Hubel, Mrs. Florida USA Earth, and you're watching PageantCast.
You're watching the PageantCast, and we have Siria Ysabel Bojorquez. She's Miss Multiverse 2016. She's in the other room here. Hello, Siria. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well, thank you.
Fantastic. Well, we got to talk to you a little bit about the pageant, Miss Multiverse, which is a very unusual pageant. It isn't just swimsuit and an evening gown. This is a really well-rounded pageant. And some of the competitions you can't even talk about because they're a surprise. And yes. I've already been off the air grilling you, and you're not breaking under pressure, which is nice. But I want to talk to you about what's happened now after you came back from the Dominican Republic, a very glamorous, exciting time. You come home. When did it hit you that you're Miss Multiverse?
Oh my goodness. I came home. I was greeted by my friends and family, and honestly, I think it was probably about 2-3 weeks later, to be honest. I know it took a while, but I mean, it was such an honor that it really did take time for it to resonate. And I got to go and travel to Alabama with the creator of the crown, and I got to take some crown shots there. Okay. So just the way I was treated when I arrived, knowing that I had the honor of taking these photos, I had the honor of making that trip. It's just...
It's humbling, isn't it? It's a little bit humbling to have that, because this is a big title. And it's a newer pageant, but it's a title that people are getting to know, and you have a tireless director that works very hard at promoting this, and it has come on strong in a relatively short period of time. Now, what type of appearances? Because international titles are difficult, right? Because you probably don't speak. You speak multiple languages, but you're not going to speak every language. No. Pig Latin, I'm guessing you don't speak. Mesopotamian.
It's a dead language.
Oh no, very alive in geek culture, I'm afraid. But Klingon, you don't speak Klingon. So, what type of appearances are they localized around where you are? Are you going all over the place? What type of appearances do you get to do as Miss Multiverse?
So for Miss Multiverse, it is, as you mentioned, it's different because it is an international title. Right now, we don't have a national director for the United States. So as far as appearances locally and appearances nationally, unless they are coinciding with my director, then I will go ahead and kind of reach out and just make the most of the time that I have with the title and the time that I have with the crown. So I've done different appearances, I've done different fashion shows, charity events. For me, a title is a gift that you're given, and something that needs to be appreciated and something that you need to make the most of, because this is a voice that we're given that we can really, really use to make a difference. Okay. So
what have been some of your favorite appearances or things that you've done since you've gotten that 500-pound crown of yours?
So probably about a week after my return to the United States, I had to do a charity show for Make-A-Wish Foundation. And then after that, we did a fundraiser for Toys for Tots. So just to give out toys for the Christmas show. Right now, what I'm really excited about is I mentioned to you when we were doing our little offline chat, I love to read. I consider myself a nerd. And right now I'm working with an organization called Bloom. So trying to become more involved with that, becoming more of a spokesperson with that, so that I can use the international relations that we have to try and get people to go online and actually translate books into different languages, which is kind of interesting because you were talking about that not everybody speaks the same language. So a problem that's occurring is that a lot of children in third world nations they don't have access to materials to read. And a lot of it's not being translated. So they can't read it in their own languages. So being able to go online and just translating it depending on who you are. So in Sweden could translate it to Swedish.
Right. Wow. That is really cool. Because I know the big books get translated. In fact, I just came back from a cruise where there was a trivia challenge on Harry Potter. And it was given by a woman from Mexico that read it in Spanish. And the person that won the Harry Potter was a German guy who had read it in German. I was like, okay, the only thing not represented here is English, which it was written in. So that type of book gets translated by Scholastic or whoever's publishing it. But there's a lot of other books out there that don't get translated, particularly textbooks might be an issue. And people can, what, are they volunteering their time, or how does that work?
Well, in this case, it's the simplest of materials. So just a very, very simple book that somebody would read, a 3-year-old would begin.
Okay, so these are children's books.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a system, it's an online system, and you go online and then you look at the book that has been granted copyright rights. Would that be correct?
I guess.
Granted copyright. I think it's just that has been granted copyright.
Right.
By the publishing company. So then you just go online and you look at it and then you go ahead and translate that. So that's what I have in the works right now. When it comes to Miss Multiverse, I think it's just whatever the individual is truly passionate about, but more than anything, it's to push that idea that women are multi-talented, we are multitasking, that we do multiple things. We're not just in this little shell of this one is smart, this one's a hard worker. No, women are a variety of everything.
That's fantastic. Now, if people want to learn more about your platform, I'm guessing there's a website that they can visit.
Yeah, so they can actually go ahead to Bloom. Okay. So, and I will be posting the URL on my Instagram.
And what we'll do, because we're really nice over here, we'll put that link also in the show notes of this program so that people can check it out. Okay. Fantastic. Yes. That's really cool. Now, we're talking about books and stuff. I'm a book nerd. I have a Goodreads account. I hope you do.
Yes.
You have a book? Okay, good. Yeah. Are you taking a reading challenge?
Book.
Are you taking a reading challenge this year?
I am not.
Oh,
no.
I got 15 books and I don't know how I'm going to get to it because I keep picking books that are like 300 pages long. I have to start picking shorter books. This is a problem at this point. But nobody writes short horror books anymore. So, what is that? Is that
my Kindle?
You got a Kindle? See, I'm a Nook guy. I do have a Kindle on the side. You know, I'm not loyal to my Nook. I'm so bad. But I do tend to. I was ready
for you to ask me another question so I could Google it.
Oh yeah? Well, that ain't gonna happen. I already won. So, speaking of Google, what type of publications and websites do you use to keep up on pageants and find out about things like Miss Multiverse? Are there websites that you go to? Do you watch Facebook? Are you checking Twitter? Where do you get your pageantry news?
as far as my pageantry news, so recently there has been it's a new development. It's called Beauty is Everywhere.
Okay.
And it's by Renee. I'm going to butcher his last name.
Okay.
So I'm really sorry, Renee, but it's Renee B. And I'm sorry.
Okay.
And it's quite recent, but essentially it covers generally all pageants, or the ones that, especially the top 5.
Okay.
So I usually just read his blog, I read his website, and he was actually a former director back when I was a Miss Earth title holder. So I know him personally, and I just like it because it's very unfiltered.
Okay.
And I don't like to go on pageant message boards because
you don't need to explain that one.
I don't do that. I promised my miss when I was a teen that I would never log on, and I never have. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to butcher me on there, I won't know.
That's why you don't go. That's why you don't go. It's because of that.
But I like it because it does have that unfiltered, and it's not a pageant board.
Okay.
So.
That's fantastic. Now, we're getting near the end of the interview, and I like to always give you a chance to just tell us, what is it you want the viewers to know most about your year of service?
What I want them to know most about my year. To be honest, I want them not so much to focus on me, but to focus on all of the girls that were involved. I love this show because it was a reality show. So it wasn't just a pageant. It was about an amazing group of girls that were chosen, and we went through so many trials together. And I had the honor at the end to be able to bring the crown home. But really, Miss Multiverse is about all of us. It was about all of the contestants, and it was about all women. And again, showing that we are all well-rounded individuals, and we are all intelligent, beautiful, and definitely capable.
Well, fantastic. How am I going to beat that? That was great. Thank you so much, Siria. You've been very generous with your time. And
thank you so much for having me.
You have been fantastic, and you lost to me in my silly little game, so that's always a plus.
Has anybody won?
Not since I've changed the rules. I've changed the rules to do that. I told you the whole idea. I may not have explained it well enough. I wrote it so I would win. Because, see, pageant girls, this I know, if you're a title holder, you're already good at winning. So I have to slant the whole thing so I win. It's called cheating. You look that up. That's what... Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. You have been an absolute delight, and I know if I could see the chat room, they are all saying wonderful things about you and hitting that heart button about 1,000 times. So we'll get to check that out as soon as my CPU cools down, which apparently it's going insane right now. So fantastic. It probably took one look at you and said, wow, she's hot. And that's what happened. So anyway, thank you so much for your time tonight. And you have to do this one more time. You know what's coming. The wave. That's right. Let's see that wave. Let's see the wave. Here it comes. And she hasn't altered it much as we've gone along. She's pretty consistent. I want to do the hand thing. Yeah, now yeah, like Pulp Fiction there or something. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much. You have been an absolute delight. People should check out MissMultiverse.com to learn more, and there's always news, and the Facebook page is chock full of information. Check it all out. Miss Multiverse. And our good friend Siria Ysabel Bojorquez. Did I say it good? Oh, fantastic! Thank you so much. And to everybody at home, let's say it together. Tierra Dreams.
Dreams.
Okay, fantastic.
PageantCast.
That's perfect.
PageantCast.